and just seeing them carrying these responsibilities through.
Big night for the club and for the manager, isn't it? Because a National Cup final place at stake.
It's fantastic. It's why I came here, to try and get to finals and try and win trophies, and the opportunity's here, but there's a very good team trying to stop us, that's for sure.
Gordon, thanks for your time, and we'll speak to you later on.
Yeah, thank you, bye.
Good man.
There's Gordon with happy memories of Hampden as a player for Aberdeen and Scotland. And I wonder whether that big Hampden pitch, Pat, is a factor tonight, because good teams enjoy playing on it.
I tend to go on about it quite a lot. I think people probably get a little bit bored with me. I think that it's a huge pitch. You mentioned it at the start, Gordon Strachan mentioned it there, and Celtic and Rangers very rarely lose at Hampden Park when they're playing against the smaller sides. Really, it's because of the quality shines through. In the smaller parts, you can close these players down and give them no space, but real quality players that enjoy space, that can use it well, such as Maloney, who I've mentioned, such as Nakamura. He'll love it out there tonight if he gets any space at all. And it makes perfect sense that Keane is left out and Dean Dublin is left out, because getting around that park is hard, especially as the game develops. So yeah, I think it's a very important part, and it certainly gives Celtic the edge.
Yeah, I was just going to say, it sounds like you're going for Celtic tonight then.
Yeah, but not much in it, I have to say, not much in it at all.
Yeah, Gordon, what do you reckon?
I think it's also a matter of occasion you have to take into account. Last year, Terry talked about it there, they got to the final and they just didn't play, and they just couldn't cope with the big occasion. Rangers in the final, they lost some really bad goals. The Rangers deserved to win it, but the goals they lost were of a very poor quality defensively, and that's what they has to get round tonight. I think if Motherwell play the way they can play, they can give Celtic a really hard game tonight. Celtic are vulnerable at the moment. They are losing goals. They proved it again Saturday, but even with a 3-1 lead, they didn't hold on to it. But by the same token, Motherwell are a wee bit the same at times. They're a bit shaky. Celtic have more quality in their team, and I think if you have to go, if you're looking in paper at the two sides, you're thinking of the occasion, the pitch should be decent. It's a big pitch as well. You've got to look at Celtic's extra quality that they have in the forward sense to say that Celtic should win the game, should score more goals. But as I said before, there's a vulnerability about Celtic just now, and they're capable of losing goals, and who knows whether if Motherwell could get themselves in front, they could make it very difficult for Celtic.
Yeah. And while there's all this focus on the Celtic defence, you look at that Motherwell defence, that's a pretty solid looking familiar back four. Corrigan, Craig and Hamill have been playing together for a few seasons now, and young Brian McLean's done a terrific job since coming in from Rangers.
That's right, he's just gone there this season on loan, and he is doing well. He's doing so well that Motherwell want to take him, don't they? They're trying to get him from Rangers, but I think that's right. They've got a solid foundation. I think we were trying to think who's missing from Motherwell that would be playing. Clarkson's not there, and maybe Leach, if he was fit, could be in the side. But apart from that, they're almost at full strength. As I say, Celtic are at full strength probably going forward, but they've been making so many changes. A different back four almost every game I can think of now in the last 6-7 games. Since Baldy left, he's been trying different centre-halves, different combinations, different full-backs. I mean, it's two different full-backs even from the weekend. I'm not sure whether Virgo will be comfortable at right back. He looked uncomfortable in midfield, although he's done okay at centre-back when he played there, but so I'm not quite sure whether that's going to be right. But if Celtic get that part of their team right, I think everything else will fall on from then, and they should win the game.
Yeah, and yet when you look at that Celtic midfield, which Gordon was seeming to say, well, they've got their defensive role to play as well, which Neil Lennon will certainly fulfil, but the others tend to like to get forward, and maybe that's been part of the problem.
Part of the problem, but I think Gordon Strachan accepts that. I think that's the way he wants to play the game. He wants to get forward, and almost in the old-fashioned Celtic style, score an early goal and press on regardless. I think the phrase they used to mention inside the club, but they have to get it right at the back. And Gordon mentions correctly that Virgo at right back, that's a question mark. But the fact he's not up against an out-and-out winger, a flying winger, that's probably in the manager's mind. Okay, fair enough, stick him out there. He's not against a tricky, jinky winger that's going to twist and turn them. So that's one thing. But I take the point about Motherwell's defence being very familiar. 3 of the 4 were there when I was there. That's how familiar they are.
Not long ago that is.
Exactly. So I mean, Corrigan, Cragen and Hamill. So yeah, they do know each other, and that looks. And I think I agree with you. McLean's done very well since he's come in. So yeah, they'll have the confidence of knowing they've got the structure and the setup that they want. But do not lose a goal early. You desperately not to lose a goal early, because if you lose a goal early against Celtic, a big pitch like that, a big occasion like that, Hampden Park, players start looking around at each other and thinking, are we a team? Are we a group together? And that's where the person you mentioned there, Scott Leach, he's a guy that can bring the players together, and maybe that's the one thing that in that midfield there, a bit of kind of experience. I was going to say age, I'll be kind and say experience. And maybe that's what they'll miss there, but whereas Lennon and Petrov, there's plenty of experience there.
I think a factor part would be that it's not been something that's really come up during Gordon Strachan's reign too much about just the physical element to Celtic. That was a Martin O'Neill team. But tonight there is a physical element because of those changes that have been made. There's a lot of height in the team, and Terry Butcher drew reference to it there. Set pieces could be crucial, and it's who's going to do the marking job, and that's where also the keeper has to do the job. He's got to go. I mean, Dundee United lost some bad goals at the weekend, but and the keeper's got to be able to come and maybe take the pressure off.
If you stick Dion Dublin in the top of that as well, that's another problem. So it's an absolute certainty that Terry Butcher will be concerned about that, and he knows that his team have lost. I mean, Craigan does well in the air, and McLean as well. He's a big lad as well. But really, throughout Celtic's team, that's what I mentioned. It's almost like Martin O'Neill-esque, the way the team is, because it is so powerful. And I think in dead ball situations, and remember the two players we're talking about at the top, Nakamura particularly and Maloney, their delivery can be quite fantastic. And if they can put the balls into dangerous areas, it is going to put a huge amount of stress on the defence. But I mean, looking at through the team, the way that the system's lined up, I find it difficult to see how Motherwell, unless, as Terry Butcher correctly says, they are absolutely spot on, play a fantastic game at the top of the form, and Celtic have, particularly in defence, have another off day.
I wonder if we will see Dion Dublin. I know that the Celtic Irish fans will love the fact that they could buy a replica strip with Dublin in the back. They'll love that, won't they? But I think he's going to be a good short-term signing, you would imagine.
Well, it is. At 36, it's probably going to be a short-term signing.
It has to be, yeah.
I'm just quite surprised because one of the elements that Gordon Strachan seemed to be doing was reducing the average age of the squad, and that certainly hasn't happened by bringing in Dublin. But he's had quality. He's got a very good CV. And if he's still got the fitness, then he can do a job. Yeah,
and he seems to be the right type as well, big Dion Dublin. But looks like we're ready to go, a little bit later than scheduled, it has to be said. Let's enjoy it with Ian McCall and Paul Mitchell.
Well, cup competitions on their travels have proved the problem for Gordon Strachan on his side this season. This is neutral territory tonight. Motherwell have been inconsistent throughout the season, but have again negotiated a successful CIS campaign. Their second final in 2 years awaits them. After 3 straight defeats, Motherwell earned a draw at East End Park on Saturday. Only one change by Terry Butcher. It's the goalkeeper. Graham Smith is fit. Colin Meldrum drops onto the bench.
It looks like a strict 4-4-2, but look for Corrigan and Hamill breaking forward.
Well, Celtic are not used to losing leads at home. They lost a 3-1 lead. 2 changes made by Gordon Strachan. Mark Wilson is cup-tied. There's no Ross Wallace. Stephen McManus comes in, as does Mo Kamara.
Also a 4-4-2. It'll be interesting to see how Adam Virgo does it right back after excelling at centre back in the last game.
Well, the fair play handshakes, what a night for both these sides. And it's going to be a very interesting contest. 3 strikers on display tonight have been on form lately. John Hartson's got a couple of goals, back-to-back matches, including one against Motherwell. Jim Hamilton too, what a goal he scored in the last meeting of these sides. If he could repeat that tonight, I'm sure he'd be pretty happy. But the informed striker is the Polish internationalist Maciej Sudacki, who's netted in his last 4 matches. He's a real danger tonight. Well, with Mark Wilson being cup-tied, having played for Dundee United in their loss to Inverness, Paul Telford, well, he's sick, so Adam Virgo has to come in to play at right back, and that's going to be a real test for him, as the boys were talking about in the studio. Our referee is Craig Thompson. He's on the FIFA list. He's also one of the tallest referees we have at 6'3". So Gordon Strachan climbs the steps to the technical area. A couple of League Cup finals, Gordon Strachan, they don't hold happy memories. Will it be different now? He's a manager. He's on the verge of his first cup tie. Terry Butcher, happy and smiling. I'm not sure that'll last long. He gets right into the game. This Terry Butcher gets very tense, but he was pleased to be in the home dressing room, as in the one he was in at Easter Road last year. It was the home dressing room, but it's a different colour. They wore white last year, and this year in the traditional home jersey of Claret Willie Amber. So referee Craig Thompson waiting to get us underway. And Craig Thompson gets us underway. The 4th time in the history that Motherwell have reached back-to-back semi-finals of this competition. Ominously, they have never won both. Nakamura. Kind of play. This semi-final for Shinsuke Nakamura. Long, hopeful ball played through. And an early touch for Arthur Boric, who admitted he's not always been at his best this season. The 25-year-old goalkeeper launching it forward. Hartson was the target. Nakamura on the end of it, lays it off to the Welshman. Stealing Petrov, the Celtic player with the League Cup winners medal on the field. Hartson just behind Kamara. And I don't think he was too impressed either with his touch. But it's a big night for Mo Kamara as well. He's not been first choice at left back.
Yeah, and it's puzzling for all Celtic fans, because I think everybody felt he was coming into his own and starting to play quite well when Gordon Strachan left him out, but I think he went forward a wee bit too early there.
Graham Smith, who was on the bench for Rangers at the stage of the competition last season, and been upset by Ronald Vaterus, who came in. Graham Smith very disappointed with that, but he knows he's got a real chance tonight to prove himself. He drops it infield. At the heart of defence. McBride decides he'll leave that for Martin Corrigan. Petrov went in rather heavily there. Here comes across. Petrov almost caught out there. McDonald snapping at his heels. And Varga back to Boric. Good defending. That McDonald was in offside position, he had to come back. I suppose, Ian, you want to make sure that Celtic, don't come out the traps very quickly. They've got a habit of dominating sides. Motherwell want to certainly get into this match. Yeah, you've got to, whenever you play the Old Firm, you've got to get a foothold in the game, and particularly in a semi-final like this. Neil Lennon into Maloney. Celtic driving forward. That's a long, hopeful ball. Easily taken down by Hamill. Good play. Richie Foran does love to run, and that's a decent pass looking for McDonald. Arthur Boric not too comfortable there from Stilly and Petrov. Adam Virgo in unfamiliar right back territory. One more played forward, and Zurawski's first contribution to the match is to be caught offside. I think it was quite tight, Paul, but we probably tell you what, it was very close. I think it was onside, I think it was level. On the far side, James B, the assistant ref. So Andrzej Zurawski came on against Clyde and got the goal that brought Celtic back into that tonight. Looking for more positive results tonight. Kamara off to Nakamura. He's not going to be given any space, Nakamura. Motherwell get the double whammy there of winning the throw and upsetting Nakamura. Welcome to the game, said Martin Corrigan there. Very experienced defender, over 230 appearances from Motherwell, Martin Corrigan. Kamara away. Nakamura didn't want to waste it. It's been played straight to Richie Foran. Cormac looks up. A nice gentle start to this match from a Motherwell point of view. And the ball gets played through, Boric comes out and gathers. The other thing is Motherwell will want to test this, new look Celtic back four. New look Celtic back four is almost becoming a catchphrase. Well, I was just about to say that. It seems, although Terry Butcher did say the 4-all draw at the very start of the season, there's 3 of the back 4 that played that day playing tonight. And that was a terrific match. If we could get a repeat of that, we'd certainly settle for it. Virgo plays the ball down. Looking for Lennon, very tight, no space for Sean Maloney. Here's Stan Varga. And the flag goes up again, caught offside. Zurawski. He certainly looked offside that time. Yeah, well, as soon as I saw it, I thought he was offside, definitely. Worrying times for Gordon Strachan. He's been nervous about the match against Clyde. He said he didn't prepare the side perhaps to face it as a cup tie. And he certainly won't have repeated that error tonight. Hamilton looking for it, touches it out wide. That's a good solid challenge by Virgil. And the throw-in goes Motherwell's way. That's a poor ball. He was not under pressure at all. A little shake of the head there. A nervy opening 6 minutes. Now the goalkeeper seriously troubled. And very little space in the midfield. Maloney was closed down. Lennon keeps it very tight. Zurawski back to Lennon. For Hartson, there's 3 on him, but he managed to get their head away. Graham Smith has to race from goal, and that's good play from John Hartson.
Well, it's good play. Sean Maloney initially started it. Good knockdown by John Hartson, but that's the thing. That's 6.5 minutes gone. That's the third forward run Petros made.
And he makes them so well, so effective. Still in Petrov. Never scored a goal in this competition. And he's keen tonight. Corrigan trying to get away from Nakamura. The ball poked through to McDonald. Predictable booze for Scott McDonald. They'll never win any popularity contests at Celtic Park. Corrigan again. It's given away. And Nakamura keeps it in. Certainly scrappy in the opening 7 minutes. And the throwing goes the way of Celtic.
It is a very scrappy game. Neither set of midfield players got hold of the ball yet at all.
So Kamara just issuing instructions. Just one start in the last 9. That came against Motherwell. And the ball gets played infield. Here comes Hamill. That's a gift away to Maloney. Maloney's got the pace too. Zurawski's in support. Hartson's wide. Ball gets flicked in, and that's a nice little touch away. Maloney was shaping up to shoot there, and that's just going to be knocked away. And again, Celtic moving forward very quickly.
I think Maloney wanted it played a little earlier there.
Now Varga's got some work to do. Sensible play from Stan Varga. There was no point in doing anything fancy, and he just turned it away. McBride has to work it back past Kamara. He couldn't keep the ball in. There's only one Motherwell player in the box as well, Ian, when he went to play the ball over.
Yeah, I think they certainly are trying to get a foothold in the game. They're not committing many midfield players forward. So no Kamara. Not easy. You thought he was the first choice left back, and then Ross Wallace came in, and he'll do his job tonight. Pushing going on there. At least 2 players. Hamill forward. They knocked out wide by McDonald. Richie Thorne on the far side. 3 in the box. It's going to be a goal kick. And there's certainly not a lot of space out there for either side. Not a lot of space, but I remember whenever I set up Dundee United playing against Motherwell, I always thought the threat with the full-backs, Hamill and Corrigan, are fantastic at coming forward up the pitch.
Who's got a World Cup to look forward to. He's concentrating on getting some silverware for Celtic. McDonald beaten to it. So McManus back in the side. He's missed the last 2. Oric's looking for options, but every Celtic player is well marked. So Hartson's the out ball, played in. This will just be an easy touch mark by Corrigan to Graham Smith. Some space on the far side. Motherwell have found it. Chiffon tearing away to McDonald. Kerr in support. Kerr, who got the goal in the quarter-final, plays it on to Hamill. Good play by Motherwell. Can they find a route to goal? Celtic back defending strongly. And Thompson didn't think that was a free kick. Hamill with the flick. Thorne plays it in. Jim Hamilton trying to find it, could break to this near side. Here's Kevin McBride. Always in support, Martin Corrigan. Working his way through.
Right, first time we'll chip that in. Boric looks for it. He should be the favourite for it, but he lost it. And the ball's in. Well, after Boric should have come and gathered, he was certainly the favourite for it. But it's a terrific start from Motherwell. They're ahead. And Arthur Boric cannot believe it.
Boric didn't even claim for a foul. I think he stumbled on the way out. It was a real gaffe, a real goalkeeper's error there.
4 goals in the competition last season. Richie Foran gets his first League Cup goal this season.
I thought the cross was in there for so long, right there. He actually stumbled. He stumbled on his run in to get the ball. But it's an average cross into the box. You expect the goalie to come and get it. He stumbles there, and it's a good finish by Richie Foran.
And Craig Thompson was just to your left of your picture there. He could see it perfectly. And I'm not sure Richie Foran thought when he left the ground he was going to score. But I'll tell you what, his manager's delighted. Game on at Hampden. Motherwell 1, Celtic 0. Richie Foran scores for the 7th time this season. And it's the perfect start. Well, Arthur Boric has admitted he's not been at his best at times. That will not be one in his DVD collection. Gets played out wide. Here come Motherwell again. Celtic rattled. Here's McLean who'd stayed forward. Pings the ball across, a real chance. 2 players getting in each other's way. They have a conversation as the ball gets moved away. Nakamura plays it back. Nervous moments for Celtic, and Motherwell are up for this.
Well, I think it was Kevin McBride coming in behind Scott McDonald. He was the one on the ball. I don't know whether he's given an early enough shout, but if he gives an early shout here, Scott McDonald just leaves it, and Kevin McBride goes and tries to get someone in target.
Well, Boric got quickly across. Now, is that the reaction of friends?
Well, I think what Kevin McBride saying is Scott McDonald didn't shout early enough.
Communication can be so key. Well, it's easier to argue as well when you're ahead.
What you got to say is, where was the left back?
Defending now, Hartson gets the touchdown, a chance for the free kick's already been awarded. And again, still have Petrov moving forward very quickly indeed.
I'm not so sure that's a foul. I think they're both battling there. Mind you, the arms across your throat, but it's a good contest there.
Well, John Hartson will get himself involved. Everybody knows that. Ronan Strachan just looking on. His luck in this competition hasn't always been great. Maybe wondering at the moment. Kamara back to Boric. He's had one poor kick out and then came for a ball that he should have got. Kerr loses out. Zurawski rolls it across looking for Petrov. Petrov did well. Lennon sees Virgo. Lennon got closed down very quickly indeed by Brian McLean. Ball inside. It was a vital touch there.
Obviously there's been problems at fullback for Celtic, but if you look at the Celtic midfield 4, their wide players Maloney and Nakamura, they don't give the fullbacks any cover at all. Maybe the guys in the studio pick up that at half time.
Well, shouting and yelling for the ball on this new side is Kevin McBride, who supplied the cross. And we get Scott McDonald on the run now. Varga going in, the push. McDonald got straight back up. He wasn't looking for anything there. Back with Kamara, and Kamara's blocked down.
I've seen them given. I think Scott McDonald got up too quickly there. I tell you what, I've seen them given. I think it'd be a soft one, but I tell you what, I've seen them given.
Well, the ball was bouncing. Varga goes up. The leg does collide. And Scott McDonald immediately bounced back up, the Aussie. And he was looking for not a penalty, to be fair to him.
Too honest for his own good.
Well, the Celtic captain trying to inspire his side. 15 minutes gone. It's Motherwell 1, Celtic 0, and Richie Foran on the score sheet. Here comes Neil Lennon. For Zanowski. Petrov again in support. That's a great little angled ball. Virgo in support in low. Reagan turned it away. Lennon returns it. Hartson's the danger, and that's a good header back. That's cool defending.
Corrigan's an outstanding defender, never panics. I know Terry worries sometimes about, he's got so much composure, sometimes he's over-composed. But the ball comes in here and that's a fantastic piece of defending. Pressure off.
Celtic regain in the midfield. Virgo, Scotland B level, and Virgo gifted it away there. And McCormack onto Hamill, who was a target of Aberdeen. Terry Butcher will be delighted. What a win it was at Easter Road last season, the 3-2. And the side are ahead again in the semi-final. Margaret drops it short. And the ball gets knocked back. Graham Smith to McBride, who's getting too much space. And I know that Gordon Strachan, for the word we have, is not happy that they're not covering him.
Well, it's just as I said that earlier, the wide players for Celtic, they push way far up apart and they don't cover the fullbacks at all. Maloney's went and pressured the Hamill 3 or 4 times already.
Here comes Nakamura again. To Hartson. Nakamura. And Lennon is finding his heels. He gets snapped by Alan McCormack. Going to Mo Kamara. And Stan Varga looks for Hartson. McLean trying to get there, lost out to the Welshman. And the ball always seems to find its way to Neil Lennon to start the attack. Kamara up in support. Two in the box for Celtic if he can get it over. There's Sir John Hartson peeling away the header down. Seen it so often from Celtic. The cross on the left, Hartson's there.
Yeah, great play by Kamara, good ball in the box. Couldn't get any purchase on it, John Hartson. Might have been better knocking it down there, but a good effort. It was well up at the back post.
Varga rises above Hamilton, stayed stationary. Nakamura onto Hartson. Well, a hat-trick on the opening day of the season for John Hartson, but it wasn't enough to give his side all 3 points at Fir Park. Craig Beattie scoring to rescue a point. It's a lovely turn by Nakamura. McCormack came across and he just wanted to make sure the Japanese player was going no further.
Yeah, it's a free kick, and as much as Stephen Craigan wants to shout at the lad and at Nakamura on the ground, it's a free kick. McCormack's come in from the side, great skill by Nakamura, and I think it's a free kick. He's definitely bumped him. Didn't take much to go down, mind you, but he's definitely bumped him.
The right foot touch to protect the ball, and Celtic have a free kick. Nakamura is standing there, but Sean Maloney too. Sean Maloney wants to have a pop from this kind of distance. Graham Smith watching. Maloney steps up. Not the best from Sean Maloney. 8 goals this term, wasn't in danger of adding to them.
I've seen him score many goals in reserve games from those situations, but I think when it's as wide as that, you might be better moving the ball a little bit, get it in the central area.
Man of the match, if you can agree with Ian McCall and you're the one chosen, you could be at the CIS Insurance Cup final. VIP hospitality for 2 09011 110 861. Give us a call with your nomination for man of the match.
Nakamura and Maloney are switching sides now. Maybe that's to get in touch with Kevin McBride a little bit on this side.
Maloney on the ball straight away. Petrov and Lennon. Stan Varga. Adam Berger, who is stepping up, trying to attack from that right position. Playing with a header down, looking for Hamill. Cormac just turns it back. McBride played it on to Corrigan. And out of play, but Motherwell will certainly be delighted with the opening 20 minutes.
Well, the very fact they're 1-0 up means they'll be delighted, but you know, they look comfortable, and I do think the wider areas they're more of a threat than Celtic are just now.
The goal was almost a bonus the way it was conceded from Arthur Boric, but the fact is they've not really been troubled at the other end will please Terry Butcher too.
Yeah, definitely, they're defending quite well just now.
McDonald trying to go past Varga. Varga very, very strong. Started the first 2 matches of the season, Stan Varga. He started the last 2 as well. So not really been in the forefront of Gordon Strachan's plans. Kamara forward. Motherwell just looked to have a little bit more urgency about it.
Yeah, and I think as well, just a technical point. I think Maloney is going to pressure the fullback far too early, leaving huge spaces behind him. He did it on the far side, he's doing it on this side now.
Smiling Terry Butcher, you saw how long will that smile continue to be there. This side are performing well. That's a good example of it. Under pressure there from John Hartson, the ball just played in field. Ping forward, McDonald knows he's onside. He looked across at George Drummond and knew it. Here comes McDonald. Only Hamilton in the box, he's looking up. Chips it, that's a decent ball. Ryan Kerr came forward. Kerr now tries to whip it in. Boric interestingly stays where he is. And the header from McBride well wide.
Decent ball by Scott McDonald. The problem was they didn't have enough bodies in the box. But the 2 centre-backs at Celtic there, before this, they were all over the place. It's a decent ball in the box, but they're never going to score from across like that.
Well, the pace of McDonald has caused Celtic problems before. And the Motherwell top goal scorer with 10 for the season. Looks very dangerous.
It does. It looked like Varga was trying to play offside there, and Stephen McManus was about 5 yards behind him.
Celtic had a problem on Saturday as well. They weren't keeping the line against Dundee United. That caused them problems. So Graham Smith, who recovered from his groin injury, to play. Celtic at bay so far. Nice touch from Corrigan. Players moving. Almost got through to Scott McDonald, who again I thought had led and read the line pretty well.
Well, it was a perfect example of McManus was 4 or 5 yards behind Varga there as he attacked the ball.
Kamara brings it down again. Celtic are just, well, they're almost leaking the ball away.
Yeah, I agree with your point as well. Motherwell do look far more urgency in their play.
Spent a couple of days down at Troon preparing for this one. That looked like a free kick. Stan Varga going in on Scott McDonald, and it's conceded by the Slovakian.
That's a definite free kick and a daft one to give away. A dangerous area for a set play.
So McLean comes forward. Scored 1 goal and against Hearts. Stephen Craigan 2. Kerr whips it in. Header came in. Ball's not away yet. Ball played in. Boric is nowhere to be seen. McDonald tries to bring it down. And I think some of the Motherwell players gave up on that and started to move back very quickly.
You're spot on, Paul. There was 4 or 5 of them outside the box, and if they'd stayed in there.
And the ball goes out of play. Well, I think that's where Arthur Boric thought it was going, and he was caught out a little bit too. Playing with Jurafsky at the moment. From Stephen Craigan. Didn't play in the defeat against St Mirren. It's a different Motherwell side that taking the field tonight. Arthur Boric continues the poor kicking. Is this Celtic that have turned up?
Well, I tell you what, they haven't turned up yet. No, here's the free kick. I mean, I think everybody thinks the ball's going out, but the Motherwell chase a lost cause. If you look there, there's 3 or 4 Motherwell players at the edge of the box. If they had a gamble going in there, someone running on that, they might have got a free chance at the goal.
Richards forward's goal after 11 minutes separates the sides. Boric certainly with an error. He came out for it, he stumbled. And Richie Thorne was left to celebrate. Celtic yet to seriously test Graham Smith, trying to do so now with John Hartson. That's a free kick for the challenge. John Hartson has to be careful. He's one of 2 Celtic players on a yellow card. Should they reach the final and see a yellow card in the semi, they'd miss the final. Just see the stumble there from Boric. He has no idea where that went. And Richie Forden did. Free kick conceded, so Celtic try to build. The Last match in the League Cup between these sides ended 1-0. Back in 97, Celtic won in the quarter-final. Henrik Larsson, his first season, scored. And Celtic looked to Zurawski, not Larsson, the new number 7.
I tell you what, Paul, the Celtic players at the back look a bag of nerves. They're trying to lash the ball forward instead of taking their time, trying to get a foothold in the game, trying to pass the ball a little bit.
10 matches, they've conceded goals. Well, that looked like a decent tackle by Alan McCormack.
It was definitely a decent tackle, that's why the lad's going daft. He's got round there, he hasn't come in from the back, he's come in from the side and taken the ball cleanly.
Craig Thompson was up with play, didn't like it. Virgo comes in field. And on to McManus. Kamara again, timid with a header. Maloney helps him out. Petrov onto Kamara. There's no space for the Ghanaian internationalist. Just out on the African Cup of Nations. Hamill drives it forward, straight at Lennon. Petrov trying to flick up. Manis came for it, doesn't fall Celtic's way, and Celtic simply aren't linking up. Good drive forward by Hamill. Motherwell certainly trying to pass the ball around. Angle for McBride, and Kamara drifted infield. McBride desperately trying to keep that in. Goes out of play, but again McBride all sorts of space down the right side.
Well, Maloney's going in and playing far too narrow. I think it was on, but it should have went to full back first and then it could have went out there, but he's getting a lot of space. The wide players of Celtic have got to do a little bit better.
Gordon Strachan certainly concerned about the pace of Kevin McBride. For it there, with Stephen Craig and John Hartson not happy he didn't get a decision. Actually falling head down and go. John Hamilton not really been too involved in the match so far, can't get on the end of that. Here comes Maloney. Maloney flicks it through, there was a little tug there, real chance for Celtic. The equaliser comes from Magic Zurawski. It's 5 goals in 5 games, and he's back on target tonight.
Maybe that's why Sean Maloney's playing narrow. He picked the ball up there, fantastic ability. Great little ball through to Zurawski. Celtic don't deserve to be in the game, but they are in the game now. He picks it up there, goes by his man, slides a lovely look, but not offside, and a cool finish Zurawski. Maybe a bit forced, goal is quite unlucky, but a cool finish.
A terrific pass through from Maloney, the run on the blind side, and Zurawski, well, he gets the good fortune of the ball clipping the goalkeeper when he was going for that corner. And we're all square in the semi-final. It's Motherwell 1, Celtic 1.
We said there'd be goals.
And we always tell the truth. So Motherwell will be stung by that. They've held Celtic well, they've defended pretty well, but you got through the middle.
Terry will be very disappointed Brian McLean get caught on the wrong side there as a left centre back himself.
There's Ryan Kerr. They fight for it again, Kerr. McCormack in there as well. Here comes Celtic. John Hartson stood on the ball. And we'll see if that goal sets Motherwell back, or they'll continue to play and pass as they have been. Here's McBride. Maloney attacking him. McBride going to try and win something from it, and he does so. He's won the corner kick. Good play.
Done really well there to win a corner for his team.
So forward again comes Stephen Craigan, and also Brian McLean.
Stephen Hamill whips in a great ball as well from this side of the pitch.
Hamill bangs it in, head flick on. That's going to come off Stan Bargan. That is going to be another corner. Great ball in though.
Great ball in. You usually find somebody coming in that back area when you play a near post corner. Motherwell didn't have anybody there.
specialist stays forward. Ball comes in, Boric came, couldn't get near it for his defenders. It was touched down there by McBride. And that's called a hopeful cross, and Hartson takes charge. Hamill again, plays it in. Strong header away that time by McManus. McCormack will try and slide it down for Kerr. 3 in the box for Motherwell. Kerr delivers to the edge. Hamilton just tried to flick it on. That's great play. Sustained pressure. And McBride just couldn't link up as he wanted there. And he'll take the throw. Corrigan very quickly up to support him. Another corner kick. Motherwell are keeping the pressure on. If they've been fazed by the goalie, and we're not showing it.
Yeah, decent bit of pressure. You know, they've got another corner here. As I said, Hamill, fantastic delivery. Maybe try and get somebody around the back space this time.
And they certainly want to put it in that area, just about the 6-yard box. Test the goalkeeper.
Definitely.
You're going to come for it, you're going to stay.
The type of night he's having.
Ball played in. The goalkeeper did come, and again he didn't gallop. He managed to get the ball clear. That's going to be a throw into Celtic. It's been a nervy night for Arthur Boric.
It really has. He's been such an imposing figure this season as well, but not playing up to standard tonight. It's a decent ball, but you know you expect your goalie to come and take that.
Stephen McManus was not hanging about. McBride again flicks forward, looking for Scott McDonald. McDonald on the score sheet against Hamilton. Winning 2-1 against Hamilton, 2-0 against St Mirren in the quarter-final that you saw live here on the BBC. 1-0 against Aberdeen. McDonald had Kerr inside him, but decides to go back to Brian McLean. The offside flag will bring things to a halt. It's been a very interesting semi-final for all sorts of reasons.
It has. I'm just cursing the lad that he should not be caught offside there. You can see right along the line. It was a decent ball with Brian McLean.
Scottish Cup action at the weekend. You can see the Scottish Cup 5th round draw and all the reports from all the matches on Saturday just before 5:30. BBC One Scotland, David Curry and the team. I'm looking forward to going to Tynecastle for the cup tie. Hearts Aberdeen. Not sure which of the 33 odd players Hearts will be playing. No Scottish Cup action for either of these sides, humbled by lower division opposition. And that's why this means so much. One of these sides is playing the last cup tie of the season. McDonald tries to hold it in, couldn't do so. Again finding space, dropping away from the defence, winning the ball.
Yeah, he's unlucky. His movement's terrific right along the line, to the ball, in behind at times. He's got good pace and he moves really well.
Terry Butcher gave his instructions. Gordon Strachan's out too, and near bashing to some of his men. Zurawski, the goal scorer, onto it, Hartson. And Stephen Craigan very strong, as you've got to be against John Hartson. Maloney doesn't have a lot of space to work with. David McDonald, Celtic bring it away. Nakamura, who's almost disappeared since he's gone out wide on that side. Ball played in, a little touch on. Oh, it's very calm indeed. As you mentioned earlier, Stephen Hamill, a man with no nerves.
He was like that as a kid. He was my boot boy at Falkirk when he was there, and he's always a very laid back character.
I wonder where he got his expectation from.
No, not from me, that's for sure.
Half-time is 10 minutes away. The sides locked at one apiece in a game of very few chances. Goalkeeper comes, shouts, and gathers, as clean as a whistle from Mo Kamara's cross. Kamara then has to get back. Varga in place to head away. McDonald against McManus should be a mismatch, but he's done enough.
He's touched away, he's away, can he finish it? He goes for it, Boric there. That was all about the pace and play of Scott McDonald, and he came close.
And you've got to give Varga a real pat in the back there. He gets back, and I think he put Scott McDonald off a little bit. Maybe should have done better, Scott McDonald, but you know what, he got him behind him fantastically well again.
Well, that'll do Artur Boric's confidence no harm whatsoever. The fourth corner of the match, and the fourth corner for the men in claret and amber. Pinged in again, deep. Strong header. It's a chance at the back post. Well, he knew he came close again.
I think he was trying to do a Jim Hamilton there. I tell you what, the technique involved in that was fantastic, and it just missed by a whisker.
That was terrific play. He's having a good match so far.
Yeah, Richie Thorne's a threat coming up in the wide areas and getting in the box as well as a former striker. Richie Thorne doing no harm for himself and the man of the match stakes. If you'd like to be here at the CIS Insurance Cup final, give us a call with your nomination. If you agree with Ian McCall, you've got a chance of winning that fabulous prize of VIP hospitality for two. McDonald's trying to play it forward, fights for it again, get the free kick that time. Virgo with a challenge. I think Scott McDonald just reacted a little bit quicker. The centre back's back up now.
Celtic have got everybody pulled back behind the ball. And they need the power of John Hartson in defence. They've got height with Varga and McManus. Ball comes in. It was Varga who won the initial header. Flick down. Forden on the right hand side this time. Plays it across the flag seat. Down the ball comes across McDonald with a chance. Boric with a save. And again Celtic find themselves under severe pressure.
Great cross in by Richie Thorne. A good save, but he should never have been allowed to make a save. You know, that goes down as the sitter category.
Motherwell continued to try and attack. McDonald came close. Spin away. On the flag with a good touch. Maloney's going to get the free kick. It was a free kick waiting to happen.
It was good pace by Maloney.
Well, the question is, should Scott McDonald have put Motherwell 2-1 ahead?
Well, I think the answer is definitely. It's a good knockback. It's maybe a little bit behind him, but no. He could maybe have swung it that with his left foot as well.
I must admit, as it came over, I thought the foot was going to go out there.
I'll tell you what, if Motherwell overhit their crosses round the back area from both sides, there's 2 or 3 guys in all the time for Motherwell.
It's Brian McLean who's sending the ball across. Well, I wouldn't like to be his defence at half time. Hartson touches it down. Remember, Celtic conjured their goal up out of nothing. It's a lovely piece of play, so Motherwell have to be wary. And Motherwell are dominating at the moment the CIS Cup semi-final. And Virgo on his League Cup debut. It's the ball forward. Again walked up there. Martin Corrigan, Jim Hamilton was yelling for the ball. And long ball through, but the offside flag of George Drummond goes up just below us here.
Well, Richie Thorne's angry because Scott McDonald, if it had came out, Richie Thorne was onside, but because Scott McDonald continued his run forward, he was active, so that's why the decision was given.
Well, it must have been mixed feelings for Terry Butcher, whose side have controlled a lot of the game, Ian. They've done very well, they got ahead, albeit fortunately perhaps they've then had a couple of great chances too.
Oh, definitely. I think the difference is Motherwell have actually defended quite well with one lapse, whereas Celtic could have given up space all over the place in the back line.
Hartson was pushed there, not given by the referee, and given the fact he was closer than I am, it looked like a little nudge in the back of John Hartson. Kamara plays it infield. Cillian Petrov. Celtic need his influence in the match. And goalkeeper yells at Varga to come and get. McDonald's close by. Well, certainly, strangely like a side who have not won in 2005, which is, you know, not won the Scottish Cup tie, not had any luck in the last couple of league matches. Either draw at Dunfermline, but they're playing so well.
Well, I think Terry's drummed it into the games against the Old Firm in the league. They played really well without taking anything.
Motherwell looking to get the ball in. Last week Celtic in May, Motherwell, of course, that famous 2-1 match. And before that in September 2003, they won that game by a score of 2-1. That seems to be the lucky scoreline against Celtic. It's one apiece here. Celtic trying to come forward. Virgil into Petrov. Nakamura doesn't look overly comfortable wide on that right hand side at the moment. Ball forward again. McDonald's just wandered into offside territory.
Well, I'm right in line with that. I think he is offside by about half a metre. You'll see it here as the ball comes forward. I think it's just offside.
Half a metre, how many yards is that? So McDonald has been causing problems. He could have had his side ahead. A couple of goals against Celtic last season, one on opening day this season. That's a nice flick through. Celtic coming forward. I thought Maloney was going to pull the trigger there. There was certainly an angle. And again, John Hartson at the thick of it.
I think you're spot on, Paul. I think, I thought the same. I thought it just very nicely set up for him. And I think he's going to hit it first time, but just goes to take a touch.
Terrific run too by Maloney. Read it all the way. Here's Kamara. Blocked again. 3 minutes plus stoppage time to half time. No space there for Celtic. Gets it back, he'll steady it, try and cross quickly. Smith came, went back on his line. Ball dropped in, John Hartson fighting for it. They were happy to get away. McManus came through and won the header. Well, this is a tomato moment. It just depends on your point of view. One hand it was a great header, on the other hand he took the man out.
For me, I think that's a decent challenge. He's up there and he wins the ball. I don't think that's a free kick.
As I often say in football, win the ball cleanly and let the man know that you're there. That's, I think, what Stephen McManus did.
Certainly as a centre back you do that.
Not so much fun for the centre forward, to be fair. But he's okay. McDonald up again. McLean knocked it forward. The team's just gifting the ball away at the moment. Scott McDonald just looking a little frustrated at this second.
A bit frustrated. He's doing really well, and I think he wants a little more service. If he feels if he can get the ball to his feet, he can really get at this Celtic back four.
John Hartson looking for Nakamura, gets the touch, but McCormack goes in there, fights for it. Celtic trying to fight for it, but neatly done by Cragen. The Englishman plays it out wide. McDonald again making the run. McManus across. Kept it in well, McManus. Nakamura trying to get an influence in this game. Kamara to Maloney. Maloney was expecting him to go there, and a little ring rusty perhaps, Mo Kamara.
Yeah, maybe you said about Nakamura, the only way he is going to influence a football match is when he's got the ball. He doesn't do, he doesn't close people down. I don't think he's an inspirational character. He's a fabulous football, but he needs to get the ball.
Scoop up there by Smith. That's going to give Celtic the throw. McBride was looking for it. McCormack just came in there. Driven forward. Varga under pressure. Too often the long ball forwards being met by McDonald and not Hamilton from a Motherwell point of view. Here comes Virgil. Sliding challenge came in. Poor challenge. Free kick.
A daft challenge. He's going nowhere. And he just leaves his leg in. I think he's made a meal of it, but I think it was a foul.
So can Celtic find a way in stoppage time to get ahead? There'll be one additional minute to be played. John Underhill with the board up. The ball comes in, flicked in. Smith. Well, for a moment I thought that was coming loose, but he then smothered it. Heart-stopping moment for Motherwell.
Well, they had three of the back four up there, big lads. Virgil, McManus, Varga at the back post. Good header.
Hamilton does get on the end of that this time. McBride couldn't get there. Jim Hamilton.
9 goals this season, none of them better than the strike against Celtic at Fir Park. All single goals this season. And it's a little push. Here comes Nakamura for Celtic. Craig Thompson will look at his watch. And that's enough for Craig Thompson. Well, Richie Foran was the man who was involved in the early action. 11 minutes gone when he put his mark on this CIS Insurance Cup semi-final. But Maciej Zurawski, with a lovely move from Celtic, got on the score sheet as well for the 5th time in 5 games. But Arthur Boric will certainly question his part in the opening goal. It was well worked by Motherwell to win the ball. The cross looked an easy take for the goalkeeper. A little stumble and he falls. And Richie Foran got the opening goal, much to the delight of his teammates. And the lead did last a while. And getting him out of jail, Arthur Boric, was a fellow Pole. Maciej Zurawski, after some magic from Maloney. It was a cool finish indeed. And he celebrated. Half-time in the semi-final. It's an intriguing match so far. It's Motherwell 1, Celtic 1.
Intriguing it is. Scoreline reads 1-1, but it's actually a bit one-sided, Gordon, isn't it?
It's been interesting. I mean, it's not what we expected from Celtic. We really did think Celtic would put in a better performance. We know they've changed their team about tonight, and there's making all sorts of mistakes at the back, just in terms of their organisation. A few things surprised about the line-up, not only about the team selection, but also the fact was that Varga and McManus are playing in the opposite positions from they normally play. McManus normally a left-sided player, playing the left side of centre back, and Varga on the right, and then Maloney and also Nakamura started off and where they've not been playing as well, and they've been getting a lot of success in terms of Nakamura on the right, Maloney on the left.
Who have they confused most?
Well, I don't know. Certainly not Motherwell, because Motherwell have taken advantage of it, and Motherwell showed a lot of spirit. They worked hard. They certainly, Celtic looked as if they sat back early on, just didn't get at Motherwell at all, and they allowed Motherwell the initiative in the game. And from that initiative, they ended up, creating the chances that they got the goal from.
I think that's a key point, Paddy. The game started with Celtic sitting back, trying to draw Motherwell out, and allowed Motherwell, I thought, to take control of the game.
I actually thought that Celtic were deliberately sitting back. It was that obvious, it was that clear. I think, why are they not pushing on? And they wanted to try and get behind the Motherwell defence, but as the game developed, they just didn't get any further on. I mean, Celtic have been nervy, particularly at the back. They've been terribly nervous at the back. They've not looked like a unit at the back, but no surprise, because I don't think they've ever played together. One thing that will infuriate Gordon Strachan, well, two things: they have provided almost nothing going forward, and their passing has been absolutely dreadful. And Gordon Strachan, he loves his team to play good football and passing football, and the passing, particularly again from the back, has been very, very poor indeed.
Yeah, it's. I know how hard Gordon Strachan and his coaches have been working on the defence. It's not coming right for them tonight, but at least until now they're able to rely on their goalkeeper. But tonight, I'm afraid Artur has made a bit of a Boric of it, hasn't he?
Well, absolutely. But you wonder what is the best Celtic defence, but Boric has normally been playing. That's the thing, that it's Foran that get the initial ball across there. Celtic, they've got everybody back, and the ball had to go wide. And this is for me, it ends up being a simple ball for the keeper to come and get. And I don't know why he's looking for a foul here, but this has been something that's been in his game for a few weeks now. Celtic fans have seen this from Arthur Boric, this uncertainty from cross balls. I even saw a game recently against Kilmarnock at Celtic Park. He dropped 2, but he doesn't get fouled here. And
he actually kicks McDonald's foot as he goes out, and that's what trips him up. He actually kicks McDonald's foot, and he's looking for a free kick for it, but McDonald, he just stands his ground, and that's where he loses it. He's not powerful enough. You need to come. You see there, just his right foot clips his McDonald's right foot, and he loses the power that he's got there. And it's, I mean, you think we were talking about the power and the height that Celtic have got in defence there. Yeah, it's a ball that's lobbed in there with a huge amount of air under it. That should be the goalkeeper's ball every single time, and it's certainly not his, certainly the centre-backs. So it was dreadful defending, but let's not take anything away from Motherwell. They've dominated this game, and they've created chance after chance.
Yeah, well, it could realistically have been 3-1, let's say, to Motherwell, without too much argument. Scott McDonald's missed a couple of very good chances. In fact, the story of the first half was this terrible Celtic uncertainty at the back, and there's any number of examples here, aren't there?
Well, there are quite a few, but at one stage I said Motherwell just said, I thought that just the fact they were working hard and they were playing with a bit. He got away with that one after Boric said a bad pass, but
early sign of, I don't know, the nerves, the uncertainty.
Yeah, they had an awful lot of enthusiasm about their game and hard running. But here's another opportunity. Both players getting in each other's way. Really, I don't think McBride was too happy there. I think Scott McDonald would be better just leaving it to him, but they're having a bit of an argument. But they got on with things. As I say, it did really well at this stage.
I think Ian McCall made a very good point there, and he was seeing it again behind the fullbacks. I mean, I know Celtic like to get forward, and Gordon Strachan likes his fullbacks to get forward, but the amount of space at that last chance we've seen it once there on the right, and we're now seeing it on the left. There was a space behind the fullback. It's a huge gap that they can hit any sorts of balls into. And it's, once again, I mean, I don't really know what Boric is doing there. I mean, he just had one of those days. He started off poorly and sort of faded.
Maybe it's difficult for the goalkeeper, because every time he's playing, he's got different people in front of him in recent games. How do you form any understanding? But this was a good chance. Scott McDonald, Ian McCall said in the commentary, Stan Varga did do well there. Actually, it did enough to put him off, because he shrugged aside what Manis said and he got his shot in. Boric makes a good save there. He gets himself in the right position.
But that's still, from a Motherwell point of view, you're looking for McDonald to score.
It's round the back again, isn't it?
And certainly here.
Well,
he misheads it totally, doesn't he?
But it is round the back, and he's got so much space. He's got 10 yards of space just beside the 6-yard line. That's incredible. But as you say, McDonald didn't make a good enough connection with it. But he's getting himself into really good positions, and we all know he's a goal scorer. Celtic can't afford to give him that much space in the second half. Gordon Strachan will be going mad in there and think to himself, Dion Dublin, Roy Keane? Who?
Well, he's got to do something, because Motherwell, it seemed to me, just grew in confidence as the half went on. They realised that they were the side who were causing the problems for Celtic.
I think that came in the early part of the game. You said Celtic gave Motherwell the initiative. I don't know whether it was intended to happen or they just didn't get themselves forward, but they were allowing Motherwell to win everything with their pressing play quite far up the field on the halfway line, and then they came forward, and that actually must have given them a big boost, because they suddenly thought, wait a minute, we thought we were going to be under a lot of pressure from Celtic were going to get at us, and all of a sudden they were doing the opposite. They were getting it Celtic, and then seeing the vulnerability in that Celtic defence, it must have given them a lift. But
it's also the individual defending as well. I mean, the penalty incident is a classic incident. Well, I say penalty, question mark, but I mean, we see it from the first angle. I mean, the ball comes in, and again, it shouldn't be a particularly dangerous area, but it is. And for that angle, you think, well, maybe McDonald gets up, give him his due, he gets up very quickly.
There didn't look a lot in it from there, but when you see it from here,
I think he just gets a touch in the ball there. I think there's a little touch. Well, maybe not. I'm not quite sure for that angle, but I think Scott McDonald did really well in one respect from Vargas' point of view, getting up so quickly there, as if to say, I'm not looking for a penalty. A lot of players would just have stayed down.
Comes under the headline of I've seen them given.
Indeed,
yes.
Absolutely, and made the referee's mind up as well when he saw McDonald getting up so quickly when he was maybe thinking about it. Having said all that, Celtic get the equaliser, don't they? Against a run of play.
Well, yeah, they haven't created any real clear-cut chances in this game, but it was a good goal. They said Motherwell were having an attack, they managed to get the ball away, and Maloney popped up here in the half, in the centre of the field, and there's a ball just slipped through there. A great run from Jurasky. And a good finish too. That is a good finish.
Say right at the start of the programme, Maloney loves taking up that little half position, in behind the strikers, very difficult to pick up, and he gets it, and it is a lovely ball through. I mean, he spotted it perfectly, and it is a great goal, and great movement from them. But it's a sickener for Motherwell. But given their due, they haven't frozen because of it.
No, it's the timing of the run that's special here, and just to point out, he's against young lad, it's young. Obviously, young Brian McLean here. Now, see, at this point here, just as he comes here, you can see he's maybe thinking, will I step up? I think that was his choice there, and he's not sure. If he'd maybe just stepped up, he might have caught Jurasky offside there, but Brian McLean didn't. He maybe thought he could intercept the ball, and it just get played inside him there, and it was perfectly played because Jurasky's coming inside. So at that stage, maybe inexperienced to a certain degree, if he just stepped up there, he catches him offside.
And he made the wrong call there, but one each, and it doesn't reflect the 45 minutes clearly, Pat. What can happen now though? This is in this situation, you've still got to fancy Celtic because they're Celtic.
In normal circumstances, in any normal game, you say to yourself, like, Motherwell by far the better side. The manager will go in and say, right, same again second half, but in the back of all their minds they're thinking, Celtic can't do that again. There's no way that Celtic are going to be as poor as that. They're going to have to. They'll certainly create chances in the second half. So that must be the fear. But we've seen some strange things this season. We thought against Clyde that Celtic would come back, and then it just didn't happen at all. So there is uncertainty in that squad as well.
Yeah. So what does Gordon Strachan do then, Gordon? Apart from giving his defenders a hard time, I would imagine. But does he talk at this stage about making changes?
Well, he has to get a grip, and he has to get the players at the back, doing the job together. They've got to start getting their organisation correct. I would imagine he might switch Varga and McManus because I think they'll look more comfortable for them on either side. Maybe he won't, but he did switch Nakamura and Maloney. I think the big problem he's got is that he's probably seen his team in recent weeks, the vulnerability that's there, and he's seen it again tonight. And as I say, with the changes he's made in defence, I just wonder whether he'll even think about making changes, bringing on somebody like Roy Keane, who maybe even can organise and start talking to people. But I think he'll be a bit worried. But as Pat said, though, he'll want just to say, you can't play as badly again. Go and lift it. And that's the only thing they're having to benefit. Celtic fans must be wondering what's going on just now. I mean, that's a team that's sitting 8 points clear at the top of the league, and yet you're looking at Celtic in recent performances. We've seen the Clyde game of late in the Cup, and they're not playing well enough. They're capable going forward. We know that. They've got good players, and we saw that from the goal, what they're capable of doing in the positive sense. But they've hardly created any chance like that tonight, and Motherwell will feel unlucky that they're drawing this game at the moment because they should be ahead.
It will be a fascinating second half, that's for sure. One of the curiosities about this year's CIS Cup is that the last 4 are all out of the Scottish Cup. The Scottish Cup this year, the Tennent's competition, for once has been just as unpredictable as Cup competitions are supposed to be. BBC man reveals true colours, shock, eh? Sports scene, Tennent's Scottish Cup, Saturday night, 10:30, and it could be another fascinating day because it's been a great competition so far, Gordon, and with 2 more SPL clubs will go at the weekend, Rangers, Hibs, Hearts, Aberdeen.
Well, I haven't known a third round like it for quite some time. We don't normally get many shocks in the Scottish game, in the Scottish Cup for sure, at this early stage. But you're right, I mean, another 2 teams, you get Rangers, Hibs, and you've got Aberdeen playing Hearts. Two of our top sides will be out, and it gives some of the small clubs a real opportunity this year to maybe not only get to the final, but maybe even to win the cup. Who knows?
Yeah, which would be interesting, wouldn't it? Clyde was perhaps deserved better than Gretna, which is a tough tie given how well Gretna are going at the top of the second division.
It's a very tough tie indeed. If you get a team from a league below you, you think to yourself, we've got a chance of progressing to the next round, but Gretna, they're a completely different kettle of fish, as it were. So, looking down the draw, everyone below those 2 top games will be thinking to themselves, we've got a right chance of going a long way in this. And I think maybe up north, up at Inverness, will be thinking to themselves, we'll keep ourselves quiet here. We've got a nice little draw here at home, Partick Thistle, a couple of top teams going out, very few SPL teams left, right good chance of going far in the league and in the cup. And it would be good for them. They would deserve it because they've had a good season again. They've had to put time and time again. They've had to put up with changes of management, and they seem to go over it each time. So exciting times in the Scottish Cup. And if it's anything like the last one, we're going to get lots and lots of goals and lots of upsets.
Yeah, and every game and every goal on Saturday night at 10:30. Tonight, though, it's a CIS Cup semi-final. It's 1 each, Motherwell Celtic, although, as you'll know if you've been watching, it's been really all Motherwell. They could have been perhaps 3-1 ahead at this stage. And again, Pat's right. I remember at Broadwood feeling at that time that Clyde, although they were a couple of goals ahead, were going to get pounded in the second half.
Yes.
Motherwell must be suspecting that, but you wonder if Celtic will.
Yeah, I remember that. That was what we all felt watching the game, that if Celtic just got a goal back, they would go on and win the game. At this stage, I mean, Clyde were winning 2-0. This is 1 each, but Motherwell have had the chances, and Terry Butcher will be saying to his team right now, if you can create chances in the first half, there's every chance you can do it again. This is not a great Celtic team at the moment. As I said, there's so much uncertainty in the defence. It's another defence you're playing against. You can see all these things happening, and he was saying to his team, have the confidence to go on and get something from this game, and they've still got a chance, there's no doubt about it. We all felt Celtic would win the game, still probably feel that to an extent, but Motherwell aren't out of it by any means.
No, it's the old terrible old cliche, next goal's awfully important. It is though, isn't it?
It is though. One of the things we keep on expecting from Celtic in these situations is maybe to go and power on top of teams, put them under a lot of pressure, put their backs up against the wall. You can't really do that when you're scared of what's behind you. When you're not certain that the defence is secure behind you, and that's something they're going to have to be very brave about, because I said those gaps that they've had behind the right back and the left back, and certainly the two centre backs, they've actually not worked as a unit. They've not worked as a partnership, and you have to understand. Bobo Baldi being away, Celtic fans will be screaming at the thought of it, but they have missed him. There's no doubt about it, and he actually did work quite well with McManus, although he was prone to some errors now and again. They have to make sure they get that right. I think we've actually got a great game in the second half.
He's becoming a better player all the time, Bobo Baldi, isn't he?
The longer he's away.
Stilian Petrov, another player who's not performed tonight.
No,
he's got to offer a bit more, hasn't he?
Nakamura got no space, so Celtic still favourites, but they better perk up their ideas.
They certainly will, and Gordon Strachan will have made that message very clear in the dressing room, I'm quite sure. It's one each, all to play for in the second half. It was Motherwell who took the lead. And next time you talk about goalkeepers looking a bit uncertain and flapping at cross balls, there's a classic example for poor old Arthur Boric. Richie Foran takes it brilliantly, 1-0 Motherwell, and then a lovely slide rule pass, as we used to call it, from Sean Maloney to Magic Zaraski to score off the legs of Graham Smith. So it's one each in the CIS semi-final, 45 minutes to go. This should be fun. Back to Ian and Paul.
And Motherwell return to the field of play. Celtic already out. No changes at a half-time for Celtic or Motherwell, although Roy Keane has been to the toilet, so it's good news for the Celtic fans. Sean Maloney has been involved, and when he's been involved, Ian, has been key.
Yeah, he's one of the most improved players in Scotland. He seems to be stronger, seems to be quicker this season, and he made the goal with superb bit of skill.
Brian Kerr needs to get more into the score against Celtic on the opening day. Champions League experience for Newcastle, and he'll want to try and get a little bit more into this match. Referee Craig Thompson gets ready to get us underway. Motherwell have played in 8 League Cup semi-finals. They've lost 5, including a penalty shootout to Celtic in 86-87. If it remains deadlocked, we will go to extra time, and who knows, we may get penalty kicks again tonight here at Hampden Park. Kamara into Maloney. Good pass inside. No space there for Nakamura. Kerr. One ball forward. McManus taking absolutely no chances there, but he's saying, look guys, you've got to give me a shout, let me know what's around.
I think that shows a defender with not a lot of confidence. When they do things like that, they just knock it long, knock it out the pitch.
It's such a good run in the team too. Stephen McManus, in his 7th appearance of the season. It's just a couple of games. Long angle ball played in. Arthur Boric, who didn't have the best of opening 45 minutes. Played against England in the World Cup qualifier, lost 2-1. He's in pole position, if you pardon the pun, to be the #1 goalkeeper. Burgo into Lennon. A little push there on Nakamura. Referee allowed play to continue. Kerr forward onto McDonald. Hamilton a little slow to get across, not the best pass to be fair. Some space, Nakamura. That's nicely done. The referee allows play to continue and then brings it back. There's no advantage to Celtic.
Great play, great 1-2 off John Hart's. John Hart's is a great target there to hit. And lovely 1-2, and it's a clear foul. It's just a wee give and go, and he's just blocked.
106 goals now for Celtic. John Hartson, and he traipses forward looking for number 107.
We've got a real threat up again. Centre backs up into the box. The right back.
Nakamura played in a little flick on, turned away well by Cragen. And that's just a good old-fashioned clearance, although McDonald will try and go after it.
quite sure why Arthur Borwick's allowed that to run out of play there, and he's just inviting play down to his end of the field.
I can't believe he did it. You know, I'm sitting here, I thought either play it inside, play it down the line, or just lash it forward. That's the last thing you do.
Worrying about his kicking, perhaps, but he had plenty of time and nobody closing him down.
Maybe we're being unfair. Maybe he's got a little knock on his right foot or something, right ankle.
The throw-in presented the ball back to Motherwell. Playing forward. Hamilton jumped a little bit early, but got the ball eventually to McDonald. Rushed away, told to get up. Lennon's challenge was fair.
Maurice Malpas not happy with that decision on the touchline.
He can still move quite quickly, Maurice Malpas. Nice little sprint out there to argue with the referee. On the far side, the referee said you didn't win the ball, and Stephen Craigan does not agree.
Well, do you know what? I think it was a foul, but Zarowski backed in as well. I think it's 50-50.
So Zarowski.
Again, the aerial threat in the box that Celtic have got is awesome.
Stan Varga's up there, not scored this season. 6 goals last season. John Hartson 2. Virgo waits for his first Celtic goal as well. So Nakamura supplied a couple of crosses when Celtic scored against Hearts at Tynecastle when they came back. Supplied a particularly good one there. Virgo tries to come forward on his side, a free kick. That was a poor decision there by Richie for it. And Virgo doesn't look like the sort of great attacking threat down the side.
No, he just dived in and it's a stonewall foul. It's a striker's challenge. Albeit Richie Foran's playing white tonight.
So Richie Foran scored with a header. Now just trying to help his side defend. Graham Smith on his line. Nakamura doesn't beat the first man. Maloney was waiting.
It's infuriating for Celtic when you get 4 players 6 foot plus up there and there's no quality in the set play.
Hartson flicked that on nicely. Zarowski was being well defended. Time for a turn. Beautifully done by Magic Zarowski. Held his man off and spun so quickly.
Yeah, it looked close from up here, but my feeling is it's probably a wee bit wider than it looks. But good skill, and he just came across it and sliced it a wee bit wider than I thought it was at first.
Got away from Stephen Craigan. It was the first real opportunity of the second half. John Hartson tried to turn his man. Realised he wasn't going to make it on the sprint. It's out to Nakamura. Low ball at the goalkeeper. Almost stopped and started there.
But Brian McLean is starting to get too tight to John Hartson, letting him roll him with his body.
Celtic enjoying a good opening to the half. Nakamura goes down. Play on, says the referee. And strokes it forward. Hamilton will try and return that to McDonald. Virgo read it. The back heel was read though by Hamilton. And then that was fair. Mo Kamara doesn't look comfortable. He was recalled to the starting 11 against Motherwell at Fir Park. They won 3-1. But he's in again tonight. McLean came through on Hartson. Play on, says the referee. Nakamura. Foran going in there. Nakamura not being given space. Lennon for Virgo to chase. McCormack just sees that away. He doesn't look, as I mentioned this already, he doesn't look like a full-back who loves to come forward. He does look like a centre-back playing at that position.
He does it, you know, he's played in 2 or 3 positions for Celtic, and he's undoubtedly best position centre-back. When he played there against Motherwell, he was excellent in the league game.
Never easy being asked to play when you're not most comfortable. John Hartson and McLean. There was a little bump there again. Ball breaks Celtic's way. Nakamura. Maloney made the run. Maloney got a goal against Rangers in the last round. He was challenged there.
Positive stuff from Celtic. You've got to watch what you're doing when Maloney's running at that pace in the box.
Nakamura heard the shout of the Celtic fans. Gets away from McDonald. Goes for the strike. Nice clean take from the goalkeeper.
I tell you what, great take from Graham Smith. Good skill.
And bad mistake by Motherwell. They just gifted the ball away, brought pressure on themselves. Hartson couldn't move.
and the ball turned away, and Graeme Smith holds his hands up. It was his error. Kamara, the ball just runs away, so having made the grab, the hand up from the goalkeeper, he was the guilty one.
Yeah, he just made a really good save. A daft throw out. If that had handed Celtic the initiative there.
Could have handed them the lead as well.
Yeah.
So Nakamura trying to work more into this game. 4 goals this season, the last against Kilmarnock, but he had a decent effort from here.
Good, and Graeme Smith took it excellently.
Some keepers you might have just trying to palm that down and gather at the second attempt. Motherwell in the best of the first half, not enjoying the best of the second. Can they hit Celtic though? Kerr plays it through for McDonald. He's got pace here. Virgo just stands. McDonald trying to see if he can feed inside. On McCormack. Support will come from Corrigan. Into the box. The header came in. Tall defenders there, but Scott McDonald was unchallenged.
Yeah, it's a decent ball in the box, but he's 18 yards out, he's not going to score from there. But the marking was poor. But although Celtic totally dominant in the second half, Motherwell, good wee move there.
This cup tie is nicely poised. Going to the final with a hospitality package, give us a call on the man of the match number. Here comes Maloney trying to make a name for himself, plays it out wide, ball comes in, Hartson was waiting, headed away by Stephen Hamill. Played down again, Lennon, much better performance in the second half from the hoops. Maloney, Zaravsky, Nakamura just killed that stone dead. Hartson's a target, just a little too high.
A little too high, but I think John Hartson just made his move towards the ball just a little bit too early. Great run from Adam Virgo outside. I think John Hartson just comes towards the ball just a touch early.
Smith plays it away, Jim Hamilton looking for it. Might get ahead of Stan Varga. Kamara played it forward, John Hartson was carrying the defender on his back. Petrov driving forward, Maloney out wide. Ball quickly and Nakamura's made a good run, the touch away was enough. Hartson. That's a terrific pass. Virgo, ball in, Hartson's waiting for it. Celtic have been so much better in the second half.
Totally dominant now, and a good ball out by Hartson. A good cross in by Adam Virgo, and in the back area as usual John Hartson, maybe standing underneath it, can't get enough power or direction in.
Motherwell trying to come forward quickly. There's no luck there for Scott McDonald.
They're keeping the tempo up, but they're giving away too many daft fouls, a thing they didn't do in the first half.
John Hartson knocks it out of play. And I wonder what the men from Dunfermline are making of it all. We got through last week against Livingston, and the winner of this match, it's Jim Leishman's men. Stephen Pearson doing a fair old warm-up. He might be getting ready, come on sooner rather than later, and see what he can do against his former club. Hamill drives it forward, and then sweeps up for Celtic. Again, plays it forward, Richie Foran with the pace to take on Adam Virgo. Just turned back by the defender. McDonald can't get in there. Celtic passing the ball much better. McDonald brushes his man off. No offside, McDonald is free. Nobody in the box though for Motherwell. Has to hold on and do it himself. Richie Foran, there's 2 in the box now. Doesn't beat the first defender, turned away. Hamill had to gamble to come for it. A little bit fortunate. McCormack turned it down. And so bobble away there. Well, again onside, again moving very, very quickly. And against Celtic,
Well, you look like the right side centre back and the left side centre back's like 3 yards apart. Adam Virgo does really well there though to hold Scott McDonald up.
it's in the case of the right hand defender not knowing what the left hand defender was doing. Flick forward again, well, that should be easily mopped up. And Smith, it's been a comfortable night for some of the kicking by the goalkeepers. Jim Hamilton tries to go up. Runs through to Varga. Campbell out to Virgil.
I think the important thing, Paul, to remember is it's not midfield runners that's giving Celtic a problem. It's actually strikers. I mean, even if you play a high line, you still must pick up your striker.
McDonald again, sent on a chase. He thought that was going out. He had to restart. And that shows you when you actually believe you can get something, what you can get.
Excellent, absolutely excellent. And in the build-up to that play, Stephen McManus was 5 yards behind his central defensive partner, Stan Varga. But McDonald never said high attitude, excellent.
Well, they realised they had an opportunity to get it. And the 22-year-old ran at his one side of corner. As you can see there, the 5th of the match for Motherwell. Low ball in. Celtic sweep away, Maloney, good control. McCormack right behind him. Maloney. It's good play, Sean Maloney. Isn't giving that away. Petrov onto Lennon. What's the movement? Czernaski, Fergus come forward. Forden in field. Kept in. Well, again, giving the ball away too cheaply. Celtic starting to dominate. They've won 14 the last 20 meetings between these sides. Nakamura. Good run on this right side. He's got support from Virgo. Cross first time. Rather awkward away. Donald being pursued by Neil Lennon. Donald should win that in the pace department. That's a great ball too. Motherwell bringing more players forward. There's one on the overlap. The cross in. Disappointing end to that phase of the move. But Alan McCormack comes forward. What about the shots? A couple of goals this season.
Richie Foran round the back.
And the ball comes. Hamilton tries to knock it down. Again it comes out. The shot comes in, and why not? It's worth an effort. You never know what might happen from there. Nakamura on to Hartson. Hartson just a hand up, say hold on, keep it calm. We've had 4-4 in the league. We've had 5-0, which was Motherwell's heaviest defeat against Celtic in 6 years. And then Celtic won 3-1 just a couple of weeks ago. Very, very tight and even contest tonight.
It is. Scott McDonald in inspired form at the minute for Motherwell. Maybe he's thinking of the World Cup, getting into that World Cup squad.
Ball gets played forward. Chest back. You keep saying about Martin Corrigan is calm. That's calm.
Never a better example of Martin Corrigan. You know, I mean, it was on to do that. There's no, but to chest it back to the goalkeeper in the semi-final. Good play though.
Here comes Jim Hamilton. The Aussie McDonald ahead of him. He's onside. They need men in the box though, Motherwell. McDonald needs some help too. Ball gets played across. John Hartson trying to get in. And suspense. Handball. And it goes against Magic Czernaski. Czernaski, another player with the World Cup on his mind. Brian Kerr. It's such a bad time with injury. Brian Kerr missed the semi-final last season. Was it forward, looking for Foran. And that's going to be a corner kick again, just spun off the head of the Celtic player.
Come right back into the game now, Paul Motherwell. We'll weather the storm a little bit.
The supporters urging them on. Stephen Craigan, who scored in this competition last season, comes forward. Ball comes across. There was pushing going on, but good reaction save from the goalkeeper. But referee Craig Thompson right there.
Great save by Boric. That's a slight push in the back, but I've got to tell you, there's not much in it. Not much in it there.
Petrov wasn't far away with a header either.
No, another great corner into the front area. And a good save.
A great reaction, and still Petrov had his goalkeeper to thank there for keeping that one out. Stephen Pearson sat back down. Alan Thompson, the man now warming up. Gordon Strachan contemplates change. Little pool there. And Nakamura is working his way back into this game. He's now moved out to the left side again. He may well be coming off. He's got the World Cup on his mind as well. He could face Scott McDonald. Japan will play Australia. Small matter of Brazil in that group as well. So John Hartson forward. Celtic looking to break the deadlock. Smith comes for it. He has to be confident. And he is. Good take.
Good take. He was in there a long time. A comfortable take. He made his decision early, and he's out early. He's out almost 12 yards and takes it well.
You could replay almost that the other way from the first half, and the ball ended in the net.
Yeah, that's true.
Petrov looks up, see who's around. Kamara. To Nakamura. Varga in no great hurry. Shout from Maloney, who swings it out to Virgil. Zurawski's made a good run down this right hand side. Quickly defended, but the ball back to Virgil. Celtic really stretching Motherwell. Left to right, back to the left. Kamara to the cross. It's not good enough, but Celtic moving the ball about well, Ian.
Yeah, they moved it from side to side. That's the best they've done it so far in the game. But Mo Kamara back to his early season form in terms of crossing the ball there.
So Alan Thompson, who has a League Cup medal, who appeared in the CIS Insurance Cup match against Rangers, comes on for Shinsuke Nakamura. And Alan Thompson's not appeared in any of the last 4 matches, but he's the man selected by Gordon Strachan to make a difference tonight. Trying to go with a push on Jim Hamilton. The look of someone who agrees. So Brian McLean moving forward. Free kick taken before he gets to the edge of the box. Gordon tried to go in there. It was more an ambitious jump than anything else. The throw-in goes the way of the Steelman, Hamill. Played and flick back across. Hamill again, low ball in, you can never tell what can happen, and he's won his side of the corner kick.
That's a great ball into the box. But I think Stillman was angry that it got back to the thrower far too easily there.
Well, he made his point, still in Petrov. Ball played in again. Stan Varga won it. McCormack turns it back in. Hamilton was looking for it. Varga got ahead of him. Here's Kerr. Teasing ball, Boric comes and goes back again, and that comes off the Motherwell player. But alarming again from the goalkeeper at the step out, and he went straight back.
But definitely the right decision. You know, you've got 3 or 4, 2 centre backs, your full back 6'2". You know, and they've defended it well. I don't think he had to come out. He had maybe count 8 or 9 yards there. But it was that indecision again, Paul.
And that's the problem. It does get through to McManus and Varga as well. Central defensive pairing lost 4 goals at Fir Park. Kerr, Hamilton, McDonald and Kinneborough on the score sheet. Here's Celtic looking to get on the score sheet. Zurawski away. Hartson's made a good run at the edge of the box and Ford tracked him back, turned it away. Kamara tried to go for the 1-2. Corrigan played it away. The flick on. Donald. No, there's not really much of a ball to chase there.
Hartson with a header. Battling well now, Hartson and Zurawski. Look, a useful pairing.
Yeah, Zurawski watched the channels and comes short all the time. And I thought Maloney and Hartson were doing well together, but Zurawski's come in there. Maloney's been pushed out wide.
Smith plays it forward. Hamilton loses out to Varga. It was just a little clumsy there from Alan Thompson. And the referee awards the free kick. Celtic with just a couple of players walking the tightrope of suspension. John Hartson and Sean Maloney, who's booked in earlier rounds of this tournament. Baldy too was booked in the quarter-final, but he's got his hands full with another competition at the moment. Ball comes back, the shot raking in there. McCormack. Foran looking for it, plays it infield. McDonald tries to bring it down, trying to hook the ball across for Kerr, who's certainly enjoying the second half. Celtic trying to come away though. Thompson wanting movement towards him. And no space down that left hand side.
Very tight there to work a 1-2 there. I mean, even better going a bit further forward there.
Celtic well poised at one apiece. Celtic started the second half much better. Motherwell out of danger. Varga read it, played it off onto Jim Hamilton. Hamilton goes for the spectacular again. Well, a few Celtic fans would have worried there when they saw Jim Hamilton picking the ball up.
Great strike, but Scott McDonald's going off his head. He was there to be laid in for a 1-on-1 with the goalie, but a decent strike, comfortable save.
So Jim Hamilton, who was cup tied last season in the semi-final, had joined from Livingston. Played in the final for Dundee against Aberdeen. He wants to get back to the League Cup final. McDonald tried to get there. Varga. Good solid fighting there. McDonald goes in as well. Trying to deny Celtic all sorts of space. And Mokamara with a took my eye off the ball moment.
I think the pendulum's swinging a wee bit again. I think Motherwell last 5-10 minutes come right back into the game.
It's a pretty decent cup tie so far. McCormack forward, McDonald again spins off his man, tries to take the touch. Varga took him out, that's a free kick. Referee Craig Thompson's been right up with the action, sees no need for a card, but he awards the free kick.
I think that's what you call a good free kick, because McDonald's right in behind him there, and it's a stonewall free kick. McDonald's been excellent in the second half.
Played so well, and catch the eye. The Australian team boss, who wants to be in that squad. Free kick comes in. There was a line of Celtic players to play that away. Corrigan plays it back in. Hamilton thought about jumping. Knew Foran was outside him. Richie Foran, the little dink back in. McDonald tries to play it across. Was he pushed there? Kamara and McDonald. The Motherwell fans thought so. The Celtic fans boo. The ball gets played away.
As soon as I saw that building up, Paul, I thought that was going to be a penalty kick with Kamara. I think that might be a penalty kick because Scott McDonald's got his eye on the ball, Kamara's got his eye on the opponent.
Referee Craig Thompson decided no. McDonald continues to be the root of the problems that Celtic are facing. Kamara gets it away. Hamill plays it infield. It wasn't the best ball for Craigan. Foran tries to get there. Stephen Pearson ready to come on. It may well be Mo Kamara. Ball forward. And here comes Hamilton. Wants to get involved again. Petrov, Maloney just being held away there. And it's going to be a throw-in. And it's going Motherwell's way. So the substitution was going to be made. Gordon Strachan, I think, has decided he will want it made. So Mo Kamara comes off. It's being booed because he was the man that the Motherwell fans thought pushed McDonald in the back. He gives way to Stephen Pearson. And Mo Kamara just stalks past his manager. And Stephen Pearson comes on. Long ball through. They'll go out. Well, Motherwell felt that they could have had a penalty kick. Scott McDonald going down in the box.
Well, you might not see it as well from him. Scott McDonald's looking at the ball. Mo Kamara's looking at his man. It'd have been a soft one. But,
a little team again. It felt like the one in the first half.
The only thing I say is the Motherwell lad, McBride, might have pushed McKamara onto McDonald.
So Mo Kamara's work is done.
Must be an unhappy player as well to get taken off in the semi-final when your position's taken by a midfield player at left back.
And when you've got a centre half at right back as well. Try to take it quickly. Pull back again. Well, he can afford a little smile perhaps.
I think you must wonder what's going to happen in the future for him, I've got to say.
A little shake of the head as Celtic must fire twice from the free kick. Third time does prove to be lucky. And we're 17 minutes away from going to extra time. Motherwell won an extra time against Hearts at Easter Road last season. I feel they're in a lucky dressing room here at Hampden. I'm sure they prefer just to mop it all up in 90 minutes though. Hartson again looks the favourite. McLean just got enough of that. Hamill calmly down. And the ball played forward. Corrigan comes up. McBride trying to chase. Stephen Pearson. The obligatory boos from the Motherwell fans. And Varga plays it all the way back. Interesting that, you know, the full-back's been the focus. You know, Corrigan and Hamill played smashing tonight, whereas Virgo I think's done reasonably well, and Kamara as well, but Gordon Strachan at the moment would take Corrigan and Hamill.
Well, you're talking about two excellent proven full-backs and two lads that are playing out of position.
Almost 500 appearances between them, Stephen Hamill and Martin Corrigan. McCormack plays it forward. McManus knew that Scott McDonald was behind him. Here's Stephen Pearson. Former Motherwell man, booed yet again. And Alan Thompson, the two substitutes combined. It does mean that we won't see one of Dion Dublin or Roy Keane. Motherwell yet to make a change. Tight down the left-hand side. Alan Thompson not finding any room either, and Motherwell continue to hassle. Dion Dublin watching on for his new team. He'll be dreaming of coming on and scoring the winner. Not scored this season, but 23 times for Craig Levine's Leicester City. Attacking again, good play. McDonald gets it in first time, takes a little deflection. That was an important touch. Richie Forden goes back, plays the ball over. Varga and Maloney hit the little ball away, and here comes Hartson. Really wasted. John Hartson picks up Stilian Petrov. Strong header coming across there from Brian McLean. Only missed a couple of matches since he became a Motherwell player, both of them for the matches against Rangers, which he wasn't allowed to play in.
With the Celtic goal, he's done well tonight at left centre back.
Gordon plays it forwards. That's laid off nicely. Jim Hamilton. And coming forward was Corrigan. Right outside him. Not really sure where McBride was meant to go there. Corrigan steps back in. So Cragen behind him. A little flashpoint there between the two players, who then realised there wasn't that much in it.
Yeah, it was a foul, it was a daft tackle, but Martin Corrigan has been absolutely superb tonight, he really has.
A hand came out there from Alan Thompson, indicating not a problem. Jim Hamilton, he waits. A couple of goals against Celtic this season. Ball gets played through. McDonald tried to make the turn, but the pass was just too strong there, and he still looks great. Scott McDonald. At the weekend you can see highlights of the Scottish Cup action. We'll feature heavily the matches from Ibrox, from Broadwood and from Tynecastle, but you see every goal from every game on Saturday night at 10:30.
front of the referee.
I think it's because he raised his right arm up there, but I tell you what, I think John Hart's been excellent tonight. He's taken some stick, not getting any chase from the referee, but every time the ball's come to him, it's stuck, and he's played in midfield players.
Stephen Craigan, former Partick Thistle man in his second spell, played in the final last season. Forward, was looking for it. Jim Hamilton comes across. Hamilton, Packy almost worked, and it does fall Motherwell's way. Here's Richie Thorne again, and McCormack into Hamilton. Hamilton lays it off. Good play from Motherwell. Some nice passing football. Thorne into box looking for McDonald. McDonald brings it down on the chest. Hamilton's made the run. Difficult to try and get the ball over. And then the ball played away. There's a half-hearted shout, I reckon, for a handball as Smith goes in and John Hartson bundles him over. And Graham Smith can have no complaints that John Hartson went in there. He was inviting it, but the referee doesn't agree and will show the yellow card. And John Hartson, should Celtic get through, will take no part in the CIS Insurance Cup final.
Well, my initial reaction is I think Graham Smith, the goalkeeper's out of order there. I think John Hartson went for the ball. There might have been a little bit of contact. That ball's there to be done. He's a little bit late, but there's absolutely nothing in there.
The left leg, though, I think came through as well, and that might have been what persuaded the referee.
I'll tell you, there's nothing in that. As a professional footballer, nothing in that.
Well, I wonder if he knows that he'll miss the final on Sunday, March the 19th. I'm sure he does. And that's, of course, if Celtic get there. So yellow carded in the quarter-final, yellow carded in the semi-final. Here comes Kerr. That's the first yellow card of the night. John Hartson adjusts to go through on the goalkeeper. Here comes McDonald. And the Thorne. Again, Motherwell hit the Celtic defenders. Craigan coming from the back, under control. That's a good little dink ball out. Celtic defenders, I think, were expecting the shot there, Ian, and if he'd just taken a little pace off that, McDonald could have been in.
I think it was offside anyway. The linesman had his flag up for it offside, but a decent ball forward. But I think Scott McDonald was a yard offside. But they come back really strongly, Paul. Motherwell, after Celtic dominated the first 52 minutes of the second half.
Terry Butcher, first League Cup winners medal, came in October 1986. It's 2006 his year to date. Motherwell back to the final. 10 minutes to go, 10 minutes from extra time. And the semi-final is perfectly poised. Liverpool there. On Corrigan and Alan Thompson. So Roy Keane continues to watch on. He won't be going anywhere in the next 9.5 minutes, that's for sure. Quite been the start to his Celtic career that Roy Keane was hoping for. As Margaret puts the ball down, Kerr fighting for it, breaks off Thompson. There's Motherwell's way. It's played through. Breaks off again. Ball comes across, that's careless. And the challenge comes in, and Zurawski gets dumped by the touchline, and Corrigan, who's having a smashing match so far. Yellow cards, Martin Corrigan. So Corrigan picks up his first yellow card of this competition. Nervous moments in a semi-final, though.
Well, you don't want to lose goals now. Not just a semi-final in any game. There's not many ways back when you lose one in the next 5-6 minutes.
Hamilton heads the ball away. Ball played through. Near side. Ball goes through, the flag goes up. Correction there, it was Stephen Craigan who was yellow carded on that far side of the field. Martin Corrigan was in the frame, but he didn't get done for it. It was Stephen Craigan. Gets played through. And it comes all the way through to Graham Smith. So tension. And as the time just ticks away, under 8 minutes to go. CIS Insurance Cup semi-final. Dunfermline watching on. Hamilton flicks on, plays it to McDonald. Here comes Richie for it. Tried to play it across, and Virgo knocked it away. And that move started from the long kick out from the goalkeeper, who landed an awful long way outside his penalty box when he got the kick away. So the corner kick continues to favour the team who are nominated as the home side. Ball gets played in, Boric comes, gets the punch on it. That's well controlled. The ball comes back in there, and it's going to go for another corner kick. I know it's only a silly statistic, but it's 9 corners to 0. You just don't normally see that against Celtic.
No, listen, they've been excellent tonight. Out with the 15-minute spell at the start of the second half. They've dominated the game.
Well, dominating games, but being level, not good enough. Ball gets played in. Goalkeeper again comes for the punch. Finds its way to Maloney. Won't waste it. He'll hold up. Get the shout. Oh, but they're challenging McCormack. Ball played across. Kick play by Kerr. Ball played back in. The referee gives the free kick. It was right in front of him. Stilian Petrov there. And Stephen Craigan and his best Bulgarian. I don't think, just explaining to Petrov why there was a problem.
Wasn't a lot in it, but I think he did jump through him. I've got to say, Stilian Petrov.
Well, Motherwell have just 3 successes against Celtic. 15 previous League Cup ties. They've never won a match outside the early rounds, the old sectional rounds, the early rounds. They've lost the quarter-final and the semi-final they've played. Brian Kerr, perhaps a little bit far out for him, got the goal against Aberdeen. Well, he might have a dig anyway. He does so! Good save! Ball breaks out. Good touch there. Foran tries to get it across, then fell to the ground. What an excellent strike that was. Celtic labouring to clear their lines. 5 minutes to go. If that had gone in, Celtic would have had to go with a charge forward. As it is, it stays level, and extra time is looming. Lennon plays it infield. Back out wide. Celtic just finding very little room. Hopeful ball forward. Dealt with well by Craigan. Martin Corrigan just trying to be a little too clever there.
A little too composed, maybe.
Who is going to be the hero in the CIS Insurance Cup semi-final? Petrov forward. Laid off well by Thompson. Cross comes in, Graham Smith watching, but Hearts will have to go and chase after that. Virgo's yelling for the ball, he gets it. The field to Maloney, the quick feed of Sean Maloney. He can shoot from that distance too. McDonald going back, the pass through was an interesting one. Petrov vaulting in there. Motherwell trying now to come away. Ball played through, and Varga will knock it back. Here comes Stan Varga. Tense now at Hampden. Time continues to tick away. 3.5 minutes to play. Hartson flicks it on. Sivavski's made the little run. And another cool one back. And what's the goalkeeper going to do? He had to pounce on it. And Martin Corrigan gives the indirect free kick. There are times to be clever. That was not one of them.
Crazy defending. Martin Corrigan's been excellent all night. You know, Graham Smith had to do that, because it was going in the net. You know, just play it out for a shy or play out for a corner kick. That's the last thing you do.
Well, the referee interprets that as a back pass, and it was directed towards the goalkeeper. Motherwell can have few complaints.
What you don't do is do it 3 minutes from the end of a semi-final.
That mistake could cost Motherwell. 6 yards separates Celtic
and a place in the CIS Insurance Cup final. Is it a charge? Is it a blast? Will somebody just knock it into the top corner? It's almost impossible for Motherwell. Hartson plays the ball back, the shot in! Sean Maloney scores! You have to say that Motherwell brought it on themselves, but Sean Maloney was clinical, and Sean Maloney looks to have fired Celtic into the CIS Insurance Cup final.
I don't think it was just a blast either. I think he played with a lot of pace in the top corner. Really good finish, but I tell you what, you've got to feel for Motherwell. They've dominated the game. He has his side footed with pace in the top corner. Fantastic finish. You seldom see these going in, Paul, but you know that one deserves to. It's a great finish. Great finish.
Well, 11 Motherwell players inside the 6-yard box turned and watched in disgust. The net ball since Sean Maloney, 9 for the season. Started the last 9 matches. He celebrates. Motherwell will make a double change, but it's Motherwell 1, Celtic 2. Thermos coming on, and Phil O'Donnell too coming on as well. And how it's all turned round. It's a match that Motherwell have dominated for long spells. So Jim Hamilton withdrawn.
Substitution for Celtic.
Celtic are going to make a change too. Well, smiling now. 3 minutes. Roy Keane comes on. Adam Virgo goes off. And winning semi-finals is something Roy Keane is well used to.
I think Gordon Strachan's talking about going to 3 at the back there. I think that may have been it, what he was saying.
Ball gets played forward. So McBride and Hamilton withdraw. Motherwell having to go for it. Under a minute to go. McLean. And if everything's been sucked out of Motherwell, you just couldn't blame him. It was a bad mistake from Martin Corrigan, and he'll replay it and replay it over and over again.
Well, if it stays like this, I mean, nobody's sicker tonight, including the fans, including Terry. You know, he's a magnificent professional, but you know, it's a poor mistake.
Hartson plays the ball forward. There'll be a couple of minutes of stoppage time. Celtic coming forward. Maloney plays it in. Thompson running through. Graham Smith manages to pick up. And all Graham Smith can do is try and boom the ball forward. 2 minutes of stoppage time. The last time these sides went to penalty kicks in this competition in 1986, Motherwell scored with 2 minutes left to get the equalising goal. It came from Paul Smith. Is there a Paul Smith on the field for Motherwell tonight? Maloney looks almost certain now he's got the winner. Sean Maloney plays it down. The whole tempo of this match, the whole feeling around Hampden Park has changed. The ball gets played forward. Petrov, ball was given away by Foran. Terry Butcher is out yelling at his man. Comes back to Maloney, plays in field. Motherwell, I reckon, looked like a beaten side. They were on the verge of taking it to extra time, but they're 60 seconds away from falling at the semi-final hurdle. Phil O'Donnell. Back to McLean, tries to get it up. Into McDonald, he's been working hard all night. Wants to go in there. Petrov just taking the ball for a run. And on to Zurawski. Open goal scorer for Celtic. Zurawski in. Ball turned away, but Motherwell know they've got to be at the other end of the field. Ball comes in. They just can't get the ball forward, Motherwell. Staring defeat in the face. Long ball through. Foran tries to get there. And nobody came forward. Time ticking away. What can Stevie Hamill do? Last chance. McDonald tries to play the ball across. The header down. Is there drama? And Celtic get the ball away. And the referee says that is it. The 2 minutes were played. And it's some magic and Maloney that takes Celtic to the final of the CIS Insurance Cup. It's their 26th League Cup final It's an opportunity to level the record at 13 wins and 13 losses. But Martin Corrigan had a tremendous match. But Neil Lennon, well, some words of consolation. And if there's a tear in the eye of Martin Corrigan, he knows that it was his error, his mistake, that sent his side out in 90 minutes. And you've got to feel for him, Ian.
Oh, definitely. You know, they know, with all due respect to them, Phil, in the final, they know they've got a good chance if they get through, a 50-50 chance. He'll know he's cost his team tonight, Martin.
Well, he's played so well, John Hartson. He'll miss the final, a second yellow card. But for Gordon Strachan and Celtic, it's a first major final for Gordon Strachan as Celtic boss. Can he emulate Martin O'Neill winning the League Cup in his first season as boss? He will certainly have the opportunity to do so on the 19th of March. Well, Scott McDonald, he played so well, Ian.
Yeah, I thought he was different class all night. You know, maybe he could have scored as a striker, but his movement, his strength it was excellent all night.
And I reckon I would have had them as man of the match.
Well, yeah, you know, there's a lot of candidates, particularly in the Motherwell side, but I've got to give Scott McDonald man of the match for tonight's performance.
Well, they might get some champagne, but there'll be no champagne moment. Terry Butcher taking the time as the man he is, shaking the hands of all the Celtic players and the officials, but it's a tough one for Motherwell to take. They played so well throughout. The Motherwell fans, well, they must have felt they were going to at least extra time here, but it wasn't to be. It was all about Celtic, it was all about Sean Maloney. He got the goal in the quarter-final against Rangers, he gets the goal in the semi-final to take his team to the final. A lovely curling effort. It's applause in defeat for Terry Butcher. It's disappointment too. He wears his Motherwell band, he's now a Motherwell man. But it's Gordon Strachan and Celtic who go through to the final of the CIS Insurance Cup. With a full-time score of Motherwell 2, Celtic 1. Let's go to the Celtic goal scorer, Sean Maloney.
Sean, first of all, many congratulations on your goal. What a precious one it's proved to be.
Yeah, it's a massive goal for us. We didn't play well at all, to be honest. Motherwell didn't let us, and maybe a little bit of an unjust result there, but we'll take it in the final.
Yeah, it was quite an unusual goal. I mean, you guys you looked as though you knew exactly what you were doing. If you just take a wee look down there, now we can show it to you. Just talk us through.
Nah, to be fair, it's one of those strange incidents that doesn't really happen, and fortunately enough, it ended up going in.
In terms of how Motherwell must be feeling, that they're absolutely desperate, it doesn't really matter, does it, how you win a semi-final, you just need to get through?
It is for us, but to be honest, I thought Motherwell at times were the better team, and they'll be feeling quite sick at the moment, and rightly so.
And I guess you guys will be delighted to get through for yourselves, and also for the manager. Is it his first cup final as a Celtic manager? It's
massive, yeah. As a team to get to our first final, it's big for us, but we need to improve as a team, and we all know that, and hopefully that'll happen for the final.
Yeah, I mean, now that you're in the final, I guess you can concentrate on the league. An 8-point gap you've got there, you can put near enough all your concentration onto finishing off what you were trying to do at the top of the league. Yeah,
what we're trying to do, I think at the moment we're not playing our best, but we need to get back to that, or we're not going to win the league.
And I think you might be missing John Hartson for the final because of that booking. That's going to be a big loss for you, isn't it?
I didn't realise. Yeah, that's a big loss. He's been brilliant for us this season, and but I'm sure there's other players ready to come into place, and they'll do just as good a job. A cracking goal in the quarter final, a good goal here in the semi-final. You fancy yourself for the final as well? I will wait and see. I think the other team will have something to say about that, and we need to improve anyway. Very well played, John. Good goal. Well done. Thanks. Congratulations. Cheers. Thanks. Top man. Well done. Cheers.
What a cruel game this can be. You can only feel for Motherwell, who I think even Celtic fans would consider were certainly the better side over the 90 minutes, and for Martin Corrigan, that rush of blood to the head, which in the end made the difference. Sean Maloney getting the goal. Bizarre way to win a semi-final, Gordon.
It was. I got to admire Sean Maloney there for his honesty as well. He just more or less encapsulated what we've been saying ourselves, that Motherwell deserved something from the game. They certainly didn't deserve to lose, and it was a magnificent goal he scored. I thought it was a fantastic finish, considering that every single Mother player in front of him showed great composure, but in the way they received the free kick, the Motherwell will be kicking themselves, because it never needed to happen.
I don't know what Martin Corrigan's thinking about, really. He can blast it anywhere, Pat.
Yeah, well, we see the way he played the whole game, and then when the ball comes to him, in an area that's fairly dangerous, but he's dealt with this 100 times, and you leather it anywhere, you put it anywhere, and keeper's not done anything wrong there. Martin I know him very well. I'd count him as a good friend, and it's just so unlike him.
He can actually turn out there, Pat, can't he? He can actually take the ball away.
He can left foot, he can do it. By the way, don't forget what John Hartson does here. It's his quick thinking here. It takes it while everyone's not quite ready. But Sean Maloney, the blasts never happen. They never work from there. We were saying they often are missed, but he measures it, he puts it in.
Yeah, it's not easy.
We talked about Sean Maloney at the start of the game. We said it'd be important. He's scored one, he's made one, but let's be honest, he wasn't the best player out there. All the best players out there were all wearing platinum number.
Yeah, I think you have to accept that. Motherwell were terrific and deserved to win it, I think.
I thought Celtic had a spell just after half-time, Dougie. It looked as if Gordon Strachan's words had been strong at half-time, decided to get things going.